Rising food prices are, of course, a catastrophe. They have been going up very, very fast. Some estimates 20, 30, 40% before this is over. That's going to throw millions of people into hunger, no other word for it. And it's going to mean squeezed budgets for most Americans. And I want to talk about what is going on here in a way you will not hear elsewhere. The war in Ukraine means that that part of the world's food supply, Ukraine was a major producer of grain, is gone. And the sanctions against Russia are impeding its ability. It was also a major exporter of grain. And so there's a shortage. What do you do in a shortage? Well, here's one thing you're not seeing, and you're not seeing Mr. Biden talk about it, let alone do it. You could ration scarce food. In other words, distribute it equally, because we're all human bodies and we need food. We're not doing that. That would be fair. That would be just. We're not doing that. We're letting the market decide. And you know what that means? If there's something scarce and a lot of people want it, if they have to fight with each other, if there isn't a rationing system that distributes it equally, well, then those with the most money bid up the price. Then they're the only ones who can afford it. Then they get it. Letting price of food go up means you're feeding the richest and you're starving the poorest. You can color it any way you want. That's the reality. That's how capitalist markets work. And when food is the item that's scarce, that's what we're letting happen now. It is outrageous and ought to be the object of anger and bitterness. And my expectation is it will be as the hurt and the hunger set in. Back to the inflation. Now, not of food, but the general inflation here in the United States. The Small Business Association, it's called the National Federation of Independent Business here in the United States, did a survey of small and medium businesses and asked them what is their plan for raising prices. Wow. Most of them said, or many of them said, 4 to 9% is what they're intending. But 40%, 2/5 of these small, medium businesses are planning to raise their prices over 10% in the weeks and months ahead. Now, that's more than the current rate of inflation, 8.5%. And what they do and what they say they're going to do, well, we'll see what the relationship is. Why am I bringing this up? Not only to tell you that the inflation is strong and growing, which it is, but I want to make another point. A few of my colleagues have been trying to suggest that the inflation has something to do with large corporations that dominate their industry, monopolistic companies, oligopolies, a few big ones controlling an industry, taking advantage of their market power by jacking up prices. I have no doubt that that's going on, but that's not the whole story. Everybody, that's the point of this survey, everybody, small and medium businesses who don't have monopoly control of anything, are also trying to survive in a rising price tide. Therefore, it isn't about monopoly. It's about a system that can't function very well. That's why it couldn't handle the COVID crisis real well. That's why we've just come out of the second worst economic crash in Western capitalism's history. Now we have an inflation. And if we're to believe the Federal Reserve, they're going to be jacking up interest rates in the next weeks and months. This is an economy oscillating, gyrating, and the phrase out of control barely captures it.